up to these days?
I am up to a lot. So I have a daily show here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, hanging with Hester. Also have a Shreveport version on 11:30 a.m. The Tiger. I do some work for Cox Sports Television. We have a show, LSU Game Day Live. I'm a fill-in host for Sirius XM on their SEC channel. Also just started Go Live with LSU football program. So I'm doing a little bit of everything.
Can you describe yourself in 3 words?
3 words: accountable, loyal, and let's go active, because I've got a couple of jobs.
What is your dream vacation?
Dream vacation would be to go to Liverpool, England, watch Everton, my favorite soccer team, take on Liverpool and beat them like 4-0 in Goodison Park.
What is the best gift you've ever received?
Best gift is easy. That would be my wife and my 4 boys. Anytime that I get to spend with them is something that I cherish.
What's the best gift you've ever given?
Best gift I ever given, I set the bar kind of high. I gave my wife a car for Christmas one year, and then once you do that, it's like, what am I going to do the rest of the way to try to upstage this? And I've never really done it, so I set the bar way too high.
What's the funniest thing one of your sons has ever said to you?
Okay, so the funniest things, my kids always give me a hard time about Fortnite. They are big into Fortnite. I know nothing about Fortnite. I try to get on the controllers, I try to play with them, and I always use the wrong lingo. I'm like, where are we landing? Like, no, Dad, that's not. It's like where we're jumping, or something like that. I'm like, guys, I'm trying to get into Fortnite lingo, and they pretty much kick me off the sticks once I come into the room and try to play with them.
What is your favorite place to eat near campus?
That's easy. It's walk-ons. For me, from day one when I got here in 2004, I was a big fan of walk-ons. Getting a chance to go there on game days like an experience in itself. And so I never really stray too far from walk-ons. The original, the OG right there on Burbank.
How many times did you skip class in college?
Yeah, so this is a tough question. I'm not saying I didn't want to maybe miss a day here or there if I was sore, but as far as skipping class, it's hard to do when you're an athlete because you've got class checkers. You've got people making sure you're going to class, and if you didn't go to class, you had punishment run, which meant you were going to watch the rest of your running back position run while you sat in a chair and watched them do it. I had to be part of those from other guys, so I tried not to miss class, and plus my wife Katie went to LSU, and so we usually had class together, so she'd hold me accountable.
Who would you pick to play a round of golf with, either alive or deceased?
A round of golf is always a great question, and I think the obvious answer would be Elvis. I'm a big Elvis fan, but if we're talking about currently, I think my former quarterbacks, Matt Flynn, Peyton Manning, and Phillip Rivers, a foursome with those guys on a golf course would be epic.
What celebrity couple would you and your wife want to go on a double date with?
I always use the answer John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. I think they have absolute ball. Every time you see them, it looks like they're happy. They like to get on social media and have fun with it. I think that'd be a pretty good dinner.
Who would best play you in the movie of your life?
Okay, I've had some time to think about this one. This is the one answer I think I've prepped for. It's got to be somebody with a little bit of scruff. I haven't shaved with a razor since 2007 when I got married, so I'm going to go Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark, he's got a little swag to him. I don't know if I could keep up with that aspect of it, but he's under 6 foot like me, 5'10" with a little scruff, so we'll go Marky Mark. How
do you feel about this year's selection to wear the number 18?
I think it's a perfect selection. There's a number of guys each and every year, and this year was no different. You had John Battle, you had Devin White, you had Nick Brissett, but Foster Moreau for me was that guy that really deserved it. He got his offer from LSU literally the morning of signing day. I mean, we're talking about 11th hour offer there. He comes to LSU with a chip on his shoulder, plays from day one. He's done everything the right way. I think Foster's got the perfect mix-up of nice guy, but when he gets on the field, he's got a little something to him. When he played against Texas A&M a couple years ago in College Station, he was going against a top pick in the draft, and he had a really big night that night. And from that moment on, I was like, this guy's going to be a number 18 one day.
What's the first thing you do in the morning and the last thing you do at night?
Yeah, first thing I do in the morning, every single morning, I'm usually the first one up to get the kids ready for school. As part of my daddy duties, time I missed in the NFL, right? My wife had to do it. So I check, make sure everybody's okay, everybody had a good night's sleep, start getting them up for school. And then right before we go to bed, we either say a family prayer or we read a Bible verse together. It's something that we've always done.
Why are you proud to be an LSU alumnus?
For me, I mean, LSU, it's literally everything, and that's not just cliche. I mean, I just think the tradition of LSU, being from Louisiana, being from this state, being able to play football at LSU for this program means everything to not only me, but my family. And I will spread the word about how great LSU is until the day I die.
Who would you love to have as a guest on your radio show that you haven't yet?
That's always a question too. There's so many great people, but I'll go with an answer that I've used before. Jimmy Taylor. He's an absolute legend. Played running back obviously here at LSU. Is an NFL Hall of Famer with the Green Bay Packers. Finished his career as a New Orleans Saint. To me, that's what a running back is supposed to be. He was a guy kind of like me, played running back, fullback, and to this day, it looks like he could still pick up 4 yards if he had to.
Who's your hero?
This is also something that I've thought about when you get a list of questions, who is your hero? And there's a number of different names that you could go to, but at the end of the day, when you have 4 children, when you have so many irons in the fire and you have different jobs, radio, TV, if you don't have a strong wife, it's not possible. So my hero is my wife, Katie. The way she runs our household when I'm not around, it's like I've never seen. To be able to handle 4 boys, being the lone female in the house, I've always just sat back, respected her, and kind of marveled in the way that she goes about her life every single day. And I wouldn't be who I am or be able to do the things that I do without Katie.
What is your favorite college memory?
Favorite college memory would have to be probably, like the national championship's obvious. I mean, that's something that not a lot of people get to do. But, winning an SEC title, to me, that came before the national title. That meant something. It meant something that Coach Miles turned down his dream job at Michigan the morning of that. That's somewhere he played, but he wanted to stay with us. He wanted to be an LSU Tiger, and to be able to hear that information that morning and then go on and win an SEC title that night, and to find out later that you get into a national championship game. It didn't really matter who we played. We were so fortunate to get in that game. We weren't going to lose. And so winning the SEC title in 2007 is really high up there.
Football kicks off in 18 days. What's your prediction for this year?
I think LSU is going to surprise some people. Look, this is the first time that LSU, we've been able to fly under the radar in a long time. We're used to being preseason rankings very high up there, and we've got all these expectations. Well, this year, it's something new. We've got a chip on our shoulder. We've got a lot to prove, and we're going to have to prove it pretty quick. I mean, we open up, we've got Miami and Dallas, and then a couple weeks later, you've got Auburn at Auburn. But this LSU team's got something to fight for. They got something to say. I'm looking forward to seeing the guys compete.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, appreciate it.